Florida Republican Congressman Mike Waltz. He's a member of the House Armed Services Committee and a former Green Beret. Congressman, thank you so much for being here. Your reaction to that report that China is way ahead of the U.S., not just in technologies that we have today, but the concern that they'll be ahead of us for future technologies if we don't do something pretty soon.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the alarm bell that many of us have been ringing now for years. Chairman Xi, the president of the Chinese Communist Party, has clearly said that they will replace the United States as a global superpower, that they will dominate the West by dominating key technology areas. And Jackie, their playbook is to steal the IP, steal the technology, set up a competitive Chinese entity, subsidize it so that they can price U.S. companies and the rest of the world out of the market, and then take private equity and go and buy up our now bankrupt assets and create a monopoly in that key technology area. And they're not just doing it to win or to make money. They're doing it for strategic reasons to then create dependencies on the rest of the world on that technology area, on nanorobotics, on advanced materials, on artificial intelligence, and we can go down the list. Then they hand it over to their military and allow them to launch those key items and militarize them. And this is one report of many that says we have got to wake up as a country and as a Western free world.
Yeah, this Australian report, Congressman, found that of 44 technologies, China leads the U.S. in 37 of them: defense, space, robotics, energy, environment, biotech, artificial intelligence, advanced materials, quantum technology. I thought that this was a really interesting perspective. The other day, Dana Perino had the former Bush National Security Advisor, Stephen Hadley, on. And obviously, Dana knows him well from their time in the administration together. But he said that the China that we are looking at today is far different than the China during the Bush administration. Here's how he described what China was like during the Bush administration. Listen here.
That China in 2001 to 2009 was looking for a benign international environment so it could focus on its own economic development. It wanted to be part of the international system rather than disrupt it, and it wanted a constructive and cooperative relationship with the United States.
Xi Jinping is not your daddy's China.
Yeah, look, I think that's for many of us and historians to debate whether we were being hoodwinked back then or those were legitimate aims of the then Chinese Communist Party to be a part of the free world and eventually change politically. Regardless, under Xi, everything has changed, just like Russia completely changed from the 90s post-Cold War to under Putin. And he has stated his intent to replace democracy, to replace capitalism with socialism, with Chinese characteristics, and a techno dictatorship, period. And back to the technological piece, where we have got to wake up is, a lot of universities or researchers or companies still have that old thinking and think they can share things like micro-robotics, say, for cancer research. What they don't realize is the Chinese state has a dedicated program to take seemingly innocent, civilian-oriented technologies and militarize them and then dominate them. And so this decoupling has to happen. I know a lot of people in Wall Street and academia and what have you don't want to hear that. But at the end of the day, we're going to wake up one day and find ourselves, mother may I, to the Chinese Communist Party for basically everything that our economy needs to run.
So while Congress is, squabbling over a TikTok bill, not to diminish its importance at all, but is there additional legislation that we should be seriously looking at that considers how we got to this point where now, America no longer leads in these critical sectors?
No, yeah, absolutely. One, we've passed legislation to actually invest in these critical sectors, but we also have to tack things on there to then protect them. We can't pour billions into these research areas just to watch it go right out the back door to Beijing. So, for example, the National Science Foundation received a 1,000% increase in referrals from the FBI for research and grant theft in our universities, but they had a security office, Jackie, of one person. We've since beefed that up. We've given them additional tools. We've mandated training and protections and the ability to see the contracts of these researchers. But at the same time, the Biden administration then said its China initiative in the Department of Justice to go after this research theft was racist. Now, look, we all make the distinction between these students and researchers and the dictatorship that is their economy. But those are the types of things that we have to continue to get after and to move this process forward.
All right. Well, we'll see if anybody takes up the challenge. Congressman Michael Waltz of the great state of Florida.
All right.
Thanks for your thoughts. Thanks for being with us.